Hello.
Hello, hello.
Excuse my delay, Muffin.
No worries.
Has it already started?
Yep, it's 1v1, 1v2
Okay.
in
Apologies,
the
I was muted.
first
How silly
round.
of me. There we go, and AHNS takes the first round.
Which maps have they chosen? Has that already been discussed?
Yeah, first
with
map
you?
is Threadplate, second will be Tetsu, and the third is Uptown.
Right. Actually, not too bad so far. A little bit heavy on Arn's side. This a bit more flexible with Shazam going in as Recon into Suicide. And maybe even going for Vent. It's an interesting spot because Arns now has a close ghost. But Arn's very much camping the warehouse right now. Nice little tents, also camping two supports going together into basement. And this very hesitant, understandably, to actually push much further.
Like push that.
Shazam actually getting Whopper as a pick. And
He gets
getting
away with
out
it.
alive even, but
Well
getting
done.
got by only too much. Oh, Danojin on the way back with 18 HP. That doesn't look too good for you, pissed off and infrequent, the only remaining members of Dystopia. Milk and Danojin linking up in basement, followed by Oni, all three of them together. Oni picking up the ghost. You're pissed off, hesitant if he should still fight at Sparks. Infrequent still covering Suicide, pissed off going through Orange at containers now. How would you say, Muffin? How does the situation look for you? What would be your advice?
Well, it looks like AHNS has the advantage, but based on my experience, Infrequent actually is quite good in these situations. He's a very good clutch player. Dangerous position though, he's very close to the Ghost Cooler. I wonder if he's aware there's going to be a flank.
Seems like it, yeah. Oni actually going for the position at gas station, getting you pissed off and maybe getting Infrequent. Maybe they might know where they are. They are very close to each other. Infrequent might knowing, but yeah, that doesn't look good for them.
Not quite.
Very nice coordination here by Arts.
Agreed.
Oni very low. That was really close. Maybe if they could have supported each other, that would have been different. You're pissed off and Infrequent, but that just wasn't enough right now here. It seems like the heavier approach favors Arns for the last two rounds. Still with two supports, whereas we only have one support and one recon on Dystopia's side. See. Okay, Pop taking out the Pist. Now this, staying in the warehouse, staying behind. Shazam watching, as a recon, watching Sparks. Maybe trying to poke into now security booth, watching into Orange. Whereas Arndt slowly pushes forward, but mostly is holding angles here. Classic thread plate gameplay. Still not much movement. Still lots of angle holding. Only deploying smokes here at warehouse. Is that really? Snoop being able to look through the various areas though, but Arn's pushing simultaneously, getting two drops.
again.
fire exchange, and Frequent still on their own. But that's it. AHNS decides the match in warehouse. Again, very well coordinated and lots of fat. Did AHNS pick Threat Plate, or was it the choice of Dystopia?
I actually missed it.
So we will have to guess, maybe depending on the next map.
I don't
Tetsu.
remember.
No worries. I mean, the tournament team, the hosts have to remember that on their own.
I know Dystopia banned Saitama, which
I
forced
mean,
AHNS to think for like another 5 minutes.
I understand that completely, why that map is banned. Okay, Pop getting a drop on Snoop. Again, but Shazam with the Ghost. Very daring, actually, being in the having less players. And getting lit up by Porp here. The crating. Might just go head out and make my T-zone with this tempo of this match right now.
It looks like they're hugging the ghost quite tightly.
Yeah, they kind of hope maybe that they can get a drop, but it's
Oh, dear.
quite the opposite. AHNS takes them out one by one. Oh, that was a nice trade run, but immediately... Okay, they're getting... Wow, getting pissed. 42.
Shazam needs to
Falling
drop
back,
his ghost and
falling
grab
back.
a gun.
Yeah, Shazam really should drop that. Maybe they hope that Infrequent still does something. He gets Oni, nice. It's very low. But so is Waha. Wow, but they're pushing there. All have them on 3 sides. Can he do it with the Millstone? No, too much. Very nice coordinated push. What you love to see from AHNS, but still very slow this match.
But it works. They know that Shazam's on the other team. They're very careful, and it worked out. Played up very well on there.
Most definitely, yeah. Definitely, the strategy works to their favor. And those coordinated pushes, they are just fantastic.
Yeah, Team Dystopia really need to get Corporal and Sergeant now. It's really crucial they get those weapon swaps.
They don't even have a support that has an MX yet. Even that is a detriment.
Yeah, that's
They
the
just-
that's Borgside. He's not here, is he?
True.
He's not here today.
Oh,
Right,
you
right.
missed off getting 2.
Okay, good
Early
start.
advantage for this. Nice.
Excellent.
Did AHNS try to push too far into here? Yes, they did. This could counter that. Nicely done of theirs. Now it's up to Milk. Milk falling back, flying as a support. Being basically back in their cap zone. In their spawn. Oh, he's going forward. He's going to watch containers. He's popping out soon. Some hot
Good
bullets
frag.
here. We see a frag, but too late.
It
Double
was unneeded.
X. Yeah.
Really good
It was
round
very
from
nicely
Dystopia.
placed, yeah.
And they're
But
all
was it the
corporals.
mistake of AHNS that they tried to push too hard here, with Dystopia being very defensive? I mean, good of Dystopia that they could counter that when AHNS played very differently so far. And now they can take these MXs if they play support. We actually see one support with an MX. Snoop with an MX. But also, you're pissed off also with an MX? Yeah, looks like it.
What goes calling
Shazam.
from Shazam?
Again. With 2 supports on one side, that's maybe not too bad. Then again, wall banging here. Only
They're
getting the
using
drop
that
on
strategy.
Snoop.
They're shooting through the walls on the warehouse. If I'm not mistaken, there are parts of that that are actually penetrable. Actually, that's not even the right word. You can straight up shoot through it.
It must be Shazam got damage. Otherwise, you couldn't explain it. But you're definitely spot on here. But they're penetrable. Very dangerous for a ghost caller that is at container. They're standing too far out. Lots of trades here, only being low, infrequent being dropped. Seems like the team is only remaining around container here. Only getting Shazam, oh no. All 5, now that they're dropping Oni and Waha coming from the back. Double X
holding
getting
the line.
problem. Milk getting you pissed off, but Oni and Milk might just push him together here. That was surprisingly. Still well done by XX to still drop a few of AHNS players.
Yeah, and it was a close round. The 2 players left, but they're very low on HP. So I
Yeah.
think they're doing quite well, even despite the class difference.
Yeah. Already
But I wonder if
shows.
this is enough. I mean, they're being snowballed quite hard right now. They really need to play very carefully, build those points, and get weapon swaps.
And they should try not to die without trades. Like early on, you see always like AHNS is being able to pick 1 or 2 players without losing their own. That's a clear advantage. Okay, Shazam again on the ghost here on basement. Basement being clear so far, only with Milk in blue in the back. AHNS having, yeah, AHNS having a clear. AHNS very much a defensive line in the back, with Denogen trying nade suicide, but not getting anyone so far. We see a smoke drop. Smoke drop on you pissed off. And he's a support, so you might just like that. Okay, still. They're holding tight. Also this, they don't want to lose their players too early. They dropped the ghost actually now shortly. We have one Shinrai player, Waha, going through the vent, trying to ambush them behind. As a sword, Milk getting double X, Waha in their back if Shazam doesn't call them out. It's gonna pick them off. Very strong push by all Hammer No Sickle here.
Yeah, very tricky round. Very tricky round.
Yeah.
They have to push when there's such a big difference in points. You can't play defensive. Huge disadvantage. AHNS has the advantage of having to play defensive and getting away with it. They can win if they tie out some rounds.
So much so different here. Only with the AA in basement though. Passing through suicide. They found that they can clearly push basement a bit with 3 players right now, all Hammer No Sickle.
This is in a lot of trouble. They've already secured the ghost.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, they even got you pissed off here. Now, infrequent having it noticed it. Shazam might get them from the back though, if they're not careful here. Shazam going for Oni, picking off Oni and escaping with 70 HP loss. Denogen getting on Snoop on Shazam though. Really nasty. Now it's up to XX. Can they avoid Denogen's nade? They can. Frequent NNX against Denogen.
Denogen needs to be careful because he's very low.
Orb getting XX, yeah. Now it's up to Infrequent, who has on their own more health than both of them until now. Getting Pop, very nice.
Oh, bad timing. He went for the weapon swap, which was a good choice, but Denogen was just
Yeah.
right around the corner.
Smart play to support each other here by Denogen and
Very
Paul.
unfortunate. This.
Seems like a match point. We see some gloating here. Very inappropriate.
It's classic AHNS gloating.
Oh, well, I think many other teams do the same here.
I think they tend to be a bit more creative with it.
That's true, yes. Not just
Yeah,
posting the team
psychological
tags.
warfare is also part of Neotokyo tournaments.
It is. It's all a lot of mind games, you can say, in many ways. Fatigue. Okay, Milk trying to get that pack, but okay. We can rush actually here in Warehouse, but they're picked apart by Dystopia.
Cool.
Especially with Snoop.
Looks like it didn't play out as AHNS wanted.
Yeah, it's up to Milk now. Being with the SRM, trying to defend here with SRM in the back of Warehouse. Going actually for the Ghost Caller here with the SRM. Getting in frequent with the SRM. Yeah, and Shazam gets the revenge. That SRM, I think that's a classic. We failed to call that out earlier. Classic all hammer no sickle. SRMS. I have to excuse myself. SRMS strat. It's not the first time we've seen this, and commendable that they keep true on it. Okay, they reverted back to a heavier composition now. Only with an SRS. Unusual choice for threat plate. But this going actually with support Ghost Call. Oh no, Snoop is just actually getting it upstairs. Going back with back there max. Okay, suicide SRS? No, only is in watching the T-junction with SRS. Both teams. AHNS in no rush to push here. Only having taken some damage. Only getting a shot on... What's their name? Snoop under fire truck. Pissed off, also down. AHNS slowly pushing forward. Waha getting a trade. Shazam getting a trade. Sorry. Now, only in Warehouse with SRS, is that a strong style to play, Muffin? What do you think?
Well, I think he knows what he's doing.
Shazam
And
very
by that,
low.
I don't think he knows what he's doing.
You think Shazam might actually go for the Ghost here in this scenario? With Ghost overtime?
I think it's their only chance. They need that time. They need that time, and they're going to lose if they don't.
Come on, Shazam. Maybe the support is actually going for it. Snoop? No, or
They need to call that out as soon as possible. Oh my goodness. There we go.
Picking up. They cannot drop it now, though. 2 seconds. If you drop it, that's maybe too late. Okay, poor pushing again forward. But overtime, that's not enough. Yeah, that's a tie. That's a tie. Maybe they got the idea too late. Maybe there's still a bit of shock. You know how that happens in such games?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just a matter of lack of awareness. They know what to do. They just weren't careful.
Alright, Shazam again going basement. Milk with AA support. Very much milky. Okay, Denogen, early ghost calls for AHNS. Okay, only getting double X. Strong push here in basement. Defense actually. No, push actually. They're pushing through basement AHNS here with 2 players. Falling back though. Checking in warehouse. Which there are not many players. This is very late in the defensive line. Only getting the better of Shazam here in basement. Doesn't look too good for this here.
Not sure that's a good idea, Snoop. Okay, never mind.
Can he go for Porp here? Gets Porp. Infrequent
Okay.
getting Oni. Very lucky here. Snoop
Okay,
getting
it's even.
Waha. Okay, Denojin pushing in with his touchy. Getting Snoop, but very low. Now it's up to Infrequent. Milk and Denojin very low. Every player basically is a one-hit wonder now. Every player would drop that, but is it up to Infrequent to push in, or does AHNS wants to take the final push here?
Well, Infrequent doesn't have much choice. He has to push.
Yeah, but I think AHNS is doing the decision for him in this case. Pushing in strongly. Infrequent just falling back, not having the stomach to stomach this. And there are loud complaints about Karen, but Denojin and Milk pushing in now. Having probably figured out where Infrequent is. Infrequent getting a trade on Denojin, but is that the second tie now?
It is the second tie.
So that means basically it's game for AHNS, right? Yeah, 7-2, game for AHNS. Next map being Tetsu.